There's a quiet pattern that plays out in many relationships, and it rarely starts with the present. It starts with the past, unhealed, unresolved, and often unspoken. One partner walks in carrying betrayal like a shadow that never quite leaves them. The other walks in ready to love, to build, to be seen for who they actually are. And somewhere in the middle, those two realities collide. Here's the tension. When someone has been hurt deeply, especially through betrayal, their brain doesn't just move on. It adapts. It learns to scan for danger. It becomes hyper-aware, hyper-vigilant, always asking, is it happening again? And the problem is, it doesn't always wait for real evidence. It reacts to perceived patterns, small triggers, things that resemble what once broke them. So what happens next? Innocent actions start to feel loaded, normal behavior starts to feel suspicious, and the relationship slowly shifts from connection to investigation. Now, on the other side, there's a partner who hasn't broken trust, but is being asked to constantly prove that they won't. They're explaining, clarifying, adjusting, walking carefully, not because they've done something wrong, but because they care. And at first, that might feel like patience, like compassion, like love. But over time, something begins to erode, because there's a difference between understanding someone's pain and being held responsible for it. Let's sit with that for a second. You can be empathetic towards someone's past without becoming a prisoner to it. You can reassure without surrendering your identity. And you can love someone deeply without accepting a version of yourself that is constantly under suspicion. This is where many couples get stuck. One partner says, I just need reassurance. The other says, I've given everything I can. And neither of them are wrong, but they're also not fully right. Because reassurance, when it becomes endless, stops being reassurance. It becomes a moving target. And insecurity, when it goes unaddressed, doesn't shrink, it grows. So what actually helps? Accountability on both sides. The person who carries the wound has to eventually face a hard truth. Healing is their responsibility. Their partner can support them, but they cannot fix what they didn't break. Without that ownership, insecurity turns into control, subtle or obvious, and that slowly suffocates the relationship it's trying to protect. And the other partner, the one being questioned, doubted, or misread, has their own responsibility too. Not to over-explain, not to shrink, but to set clear, steady boundaries that say, I care about you, but I won't live in a reality where I'm constantly proving my worth. Healthy relationships are not built on surveillance. They're built on trust, and trust is not just about believing someone else. It's about doing the internal work to believe that you're safe again. And that's the part no one else can do for you. So if you find yourself in a relationship where love is present, but peace is not, ask yourself this. Are we responding to each other or reacting to someone who isn't even here anymore? Because the past may explain behavior, but it should never be allowed to define the future. And healing, real healing, begins the moment someone decides that love doesn't need to be proven through fear. It can finally be experienced through trust.